So, thanks, Dan Savage, for getting the ball rolling on this. Once again, you are my hero. I was a kid just like Billy Lucas. I was in a rural area and routinely abused by my peers. Several times in my life, I was beaten until I went unconscious. From the time I was 7 until the time I was 14, pretty much every day of my life was torture. All because I was white and small and nerdy, and after the whole "you girls are icky" thing stopped, I still looked at girls funny. Actually, I kind of looked at people funny. There was nobody there for me. Nobody helped me, not even my parents. And the only reason it got better when I turned 14 was that I was put in Christian school and I learned to hide who I was. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to die. The pain and the isolation literally drove me insane. And before you say, it's another person who's misusing literally, I'm clinically insane. Like, institutions and medication and everything. But I didn't die. Went a little crazy. Still am a little crazy. But I lived. I lived through it. You know, my family put their shit together, and we moved, and I met real people, and I went to college. I am so glad I didn't die. There have been so many amazing days and weeks and months and years. I have some really great friends, and my parents finally get me. Mostly. I have these little wrinkle lines at the corners of my mouth because everything is so much better now that I've usually got a little Mona Lisa smile going on. Here's some of the awesome stuff I would have missed out on had I died. I went to college. I'm one of the first people in my paternal family to go to college, one of the very few to graduate. I met my best friend. She's my first true love, and about a decade later, we still live together. She is possibly the coolest person I know. I collected art. I have a really great collection of robots and female figures and religious iconography. Suck it, Christian school. I got to see R. Crumb talk, and I have an autographed copy of one of his books. I've crossed both oceans. I've traveled to London, toured Japan, hiked through a monsoon in Costa Rican rainforest. I've been to most American cities, and I have spent enough time in LA, New York, and Boston that I don't need a map to navigate there. Speaking of Boston, I moved there because I was dating a famous cartoonist. And speaking of famous, I became famous as well. Not like super famous or anything, but I do make my living as a nude model. And that's really something. That's probably the big huge deal that I would never have believed ever possible when I was a kid. So, kid, if you're watching this, wondering if the torture ever ends, wondering if the shit they say about you is true, I'm here to tell you that the torture does end. What they say about you isn't true. They're wrong. And you're right. Like it says in the Bible, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Start saving your money now, kid, because you're going to grow up and you're going to get out of there. You're going to have the relationships you want with the people you want to have them with. You are so smart that you're going to go to college, and you are so beautiful that you're going to be a model. We're here for you, kid. Even if they won't let us be there in the trenches, slogging it out with you, we're there in spirit. We've been through it, and you'll make it through it too. Oh. And you know how I said that the big, huge deal I wouldn't have believed as a kid was that I'm actually beautiful enough to be a model? That's the second one. The real big, huge deal is that I'm allowed to be the person I want to be. I have a house full of comic books and a boyfriend who loves polyamory and kink. I get naked on the internet and I make no apologies unless I really mean it. And I can have cake for dinner. And you can too. Go on, kid. We're rooting for you.